Alright. Start of the stream, so I guess you could confirm that it does go through. I did that properly. Oh.
I've sent the ping to Kutztown. Just wait on them to come in.
Alright. I've got to use the restroom real quick, but you can at least confirm that, you know, whether the stream's started, so if it's not on your account, then I'll know that the stuff is set up wrong, but I'll be right back myself at probably the 2 minutes.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
So, what's the team? Is it Spoon?
No, we're Golden Barracudas.
Yeah.
Okay, Golden Barracudas. Okay.
Waiting for one more person. I don't know if he's
But we don't know where he is, so he is not responding.
Multiple times now.
But if this is being streamed, I guess it's fine. If he misses out.
Yeah. Should we? Oh wait, I was gonna say we should get Chris to knock on his door, but she's busy.
Well, you guys are next
I
door.
don't even think she's home. Yeah, well, why would I do that? Meg's closer.
Excuse me? Is he alive? Is Chris the type of person to sleep in this much? I don't think he is.
No, I don't think so.
He did not go to bed late last night. He went to bed like... He was
No, it
probably
was
the
like...
first one to sleep. Well, still. Like, I don't consider like 12 o'clock late.
Yes.
Don't worry about that one. I gotta change that.
Wait, why did I just...
What?
We have to turn that off. I forgot I even had that activated.
Okay, it was funny.
Well, let me get on Splatoon real quick.
Okay, we're just waiting on Lux to come back.
Be like, can you go knock on Chris's door?
It'll be okay, probably.
Wait, do we have the replay codes, Olixil?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, is that what you posted in chat?
Yeah.
Okay. The Noto Gojo's one? Wait, does Lux watch JJK?
I don't. I think he does.
We'll long talk about it, because I've been watching way too much of that show.
Please don't do it on here.
Not here, after.
Professional.
It's after. I need to talk to him
Let's do it
afterwards.
before we start.
Let's only talk about JJK.
As a warm-up.
JJK is so good. I do have to say.
I've been on episode, I think 19 for like 2 weeks, because I started watching and then got distracted, and then
Yeah. Thankfully, I can add timestamps to YouTube, so this can be all skipped. And K and Golden Barracudas can just skip to the matches specifically. You guys can do it backwards.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
BV
I'll probably be smart.
8 V.
I just don't know how long it takes for it to process through YouTube's algorithm stuff.
You put 7Z, right? But Z is not something you can put in. Like, keyboard. So.
Lux has the stream up.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I've got it into here. It's just I don't have access to the channel, so it's. Is it going through, or is it was there in a few?
It says stream pause right now.
It says stream pause.
No, on Discord.
Okay, no, that's
YouTube.
just...
On YouTube Studios, everything is going fine.
All right. So on YouTube, do the audio levels seem like they're good? I turned the game down, and hopefully my mic and Discord are at about the same volume.
Let me go over to your YouTube channel so I can hear you. I don't see your stream, but maybe that's just me. Unless you're recording.
It's not my channel, it's on Olixil's.
Olixil, could you post a link?
I think it's the... Supposed to be the RNTP link.
Let me try that.
I think the RTMP thing is just an equivalent to the key, though, to tell the platform where to go. You'll need the...
I need the actual channel to do it, so I had the RMVP does not. Yeah. And we're just waiting on one more person from the team, right?
So we don't know if he's gonna join because he's literally not responding to anything.
Yeah,
we don't even think he's awake.
Gotcha.
We've pinged him a few times.
Yeah, and our coach also isn't gonna be here, or our captain's not gonna be here. So we don't know if he's
That's gonna
PS3.
be double.
I mean, that's
It's
fine.
fine, we can
At
send
least it's
them-
being recorded.
No, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
we
it'll
can
be
just
good.
send them the thing after, it's fine.
Alright.
Good enough.
Well, okay, stream looks like it is up, so audio balancing maybe slightly off, but I think it's all going through, which is the important part. So I think that we are good to begin. I believe I already have these replays downloaded. The preview. Yeah, that window projector should be good for us here. Okay, so mid-speed zones is the first of these. Okay, so y'all just grab some from a couple of open sessions, just practicing.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So enemy team comp is completely irrelevant because they're not a team, but I can see. So it seems like you have the pencil, the stamper, nouveau, and the Teditech as a kind of staple, maybe flex a hero shot, and then you have a kind of third swap in for the situation.
Pretty much, yeah. We always have someone running, one or two people always running Slayer, backline, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we
That's
have
been
like,
nice.
like I'm just token backline, I only backline, and then... we have, like,
And I'm actually like trying to learn Stamper, so.
Honestly, if you're...
Yeah, this is also my first practice with pencil.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, if you're gonna be doing only backline, yeah, taking pencil in is a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, it's meta right now. So like,
Yeah, it's time to be meta.
oh yeah.
No fun allowed.
Alright. Opening positions were pretty good. I don't see why you dropped as the pencil there. It looked like you dropped off the left ledge.
Yeah, I think that was an accident. While I was
Gotcha.
playing.
I say you definitely, if that was just a mechanics thing, I mean, the going from the snipe position is really good. The drop is deadly. Not much more to be said than that. I like the dynamo getting set up on that right side. If you're ever gonna have to play this map, that's probably a pretty strong thing to do on it.
Yeah, I was just trying out Dynamo. I was just playing around with it. I'm not a Dynamo main. I was just playing around with it while we were
Gotcha.
during practice.
We were very much playing weapons we weren't familiar with besides the T-Tech.
Makes sense.
Are you playing that Dynamo more as a mid-range option? Just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
All right. Dynamo is, I would say, a little bit better now, especially with the buff. But if you guys are looking for a decent midline option, try Nautilus. It's in such a good spot.
I do. You don't have to necessarily do midline though. If you already have a stamper and a pencil, that last slot, like, that's kind of a comfort slot in a comp like this. I'd say the most important thing is probably making sure you have either a good bomb or a good special or both.
Right. Yes. So Stamper's the thing.
I have to say you could run double midline and stamper. It would be awkward to do so. Sumps is, yeah, it's a refill. That's probably the best way to use it in general. Ink refill. I want to look at this fight at left side because I like repressuring the left, and I think that with a little more setup that goes really well. Like here, looking at the gal that was pressing your pencil, very, very strong. For the... Alright, so we look at T-Tech perspective here. Yeah. This, really good. Moving up here is good, but you don't really want to... You're rounding the corner with strikes, and you can see there's a person sharking that just goes right for you. Just with strikes in general, be aware of how vulnerable you become the moment you use it. As a frontliner myself, I have found that my automatic instinct every time I see someone ever use tri-strike is run at them immediately.
Makes sense.
So you wanna do that from safe positions, which means you might have wanted to go back up the sponge there. The other option here is, if you want to push that side, throw a bomb to clear and have your stamper come down and help you in a fight, because they trade you back in, but if y'all actually fought together as a unit there, you could have cleared that space really effectively. You know, if they find out that the shot is there, they throw a mist on them, y'all are gonna get that kill. Rest of this, though, really good, just good motion forward. I think that once you're in a situation like this as a backline, though, I want to see you moving up more. Kind of the moment that you had the two people down on zone, I think you want to move up to at least the truck on your side of the map. Mm-hmm. Just because from where you are right now, if the enemy's pushing back into mid, you're not going to be really contesting them until they're already kind of on their truck and try to take back the side of zone. You can get control onto their platform. Okay, I see you do move up here. So actually, never mind. You pretty much did do that, just on reaction time. I guess just make that faster. Like that's the best thing then. It's okay. They're using specials to get back in. Sometimes if the enemy team is using specials and you're not super set up to oppose them, it's better to draw back and generally let them, you know, use the utility, get the space, and keep yourselves alive to preserve your own utility. I like this poking. I like this. I see. Okay. Gal gets you stuck because you had both kind of grouped up. That's one thing I've found is kind of hard not to do as Stamper, but is a really important thing to do, is you usually do not want to end up in the same place as your backline player, because Sapper likes to get into those kind of high up positions where it can threaten people from a range. But if you stand on top of your backline, you're going to find that you just don't feel that effective.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's something that has been really tricky for me. With the first week that I played the weapon, I was always like kind of hitting toes with, like just kind of like bumping up against them. I was like, I should be somewhere else. I don't know where that somewhere else is yet. Part of getting the weapon on a team with a pencil is finding that. For here, I think you really want to be in a position where, because it was like your Tech player gets kind of caught out here by the 52 gal. I think you want to be in a position where you can back up players like that and just throw in on their fights.
Okay. So, like, would you say, like, I should be, like, down off the grates? Because, like, I feel like it's just, like, really scary spot, especially on mincemeat, because there's no, like, easy way to back up without just getting called out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look at your perspective here to make it more clear.
Okay.
So, like, for this, instead of taking a squid roll, I would usually just start throwing a couple vertical slashes, because remember, you have bamboozler range with those. Like, if you're taking, especially, you also have cooler here. So you don't, you're down one, but you don't need to give up that much space.
Okay.
And you can always fall back towards the left side. Because usually if that area, like, if you can fall back that way, it's because there's someone in that space. But as Stabber, you're one of the people whose job it is to keep people out of that flank that they just took, where they went off the truck towards the left. Usually, like, on... It's a weird map to do it on, but you'll generally want to find positions like that, where I would kind of, like, slash across mid and try to hold that left side, and if I'm going to fall back, I'm going to want to do it to the left. Because even if you can't get all the way back on your plat, you can usually get far enough to jump out if things go really wrong. Of course, I can see you probably... I can see you might be getting set up for crab, and that's a thing that does complicate it, and complicates this weapon with the backline in general. But when you're down one, you're not probably going to get positioned if you're not already.
Okay.
I think I would have liked to see you help your T-Tech in that fight instead. This crab is just a little bit early. I think you could wait for your teammates to land. It's like... Because you see, you kind of got shredded out of it.
You can see what's about to happen.
This is a situation.
Yeah.
I'll go back to your perspective for the crab, but I think you could have just waited an additional, like, second before popping this. It's usually good to delay things, but if everyone lands and can fight with it, you're not going to get shredded as quickly.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Dynamo gets a trade. That's Dynamo moment. Okay, slow down a little bit on your jump-ins. Like, you're staggering a bit. Make sure you are regrouping with your team, especially if you've just gone down, like, after everyone else got in.
Yeah.
You kind of ran in ahead of the strikes, and the strikes did kind of force that. But see here, like, you're dropping and looking for a fight immediately after your time just died. Like, slow down a little bit.
Okay.
If you're... Someone on your team should probably be giving a comm to, like, we're staggering, regroup, wait for each other, be patient. Especially because the most valuable thing you're gonna do is, like, on defense, try to push back in, is get your crab. So even if you had charge for it, every time you're going in and dying, you're losing half of the meter you have left.
Okay.
So you're, at this point, even if you win this fight and you trade out, it's gonna be harder for you to get value coming back to the zone here. Good pencil positions, but that's another... You gotta make sure your front lines are under that ledge if you know that they've had all that space. I like these. I think you should have been looking to the left a little bit earlier just to clear that left side space, though. You're ending up a little bit scattered. But, I mean, you got a zone flip, so the game's not over. That's a 1v1 on the right side. I just saw the T-Tech landed immediately. You take a 1v1 with someone. Careful about that. Okay, nobody went down to their Zuka here. You got good picks. Daimo was a little bit behind. I like the motions on the T-Tech getting behind them, but there's nobody set up to play off of that. Get the shot. Nice, nice. Okay. Good position. Okay, backing up. You got out of that situation. That's very nice. Ooh, is it gonna be a triple? Nah, not quite. Alright, so that broadly was more of the kind of team stuff I'd like to see. I think that there could have been a little bit of like work on the timings there at the end with like your Tech players just kind of was a little bit too long on the rotate. Nobody else had managed to live long enough. But I mean, you were contesting the zone for a long while. It was a while before anyone went down. The enemy team had to really force through to do much about it. So you were playing a really strong neutral game. It just kind of happened that they cracked through before you could. I'll go back to the last round, probably around here, to look at how that closed out. Like, I really like getting that shot. I think this is maybe a bit of overextension, but I mean, the pull's there, and the retreat to heal is really nice. Stamper being up that far, like, going down there is pretty fine because you can still hold. But this is another case of, I'm gonna look at your perspective actually to see. Okay, you're kind of looking for the jump here. You're a little bit tunnel vision on that top left. Again.
Totally, yeah. I wanted that charger dead so bad because they kept giving us
that charger was like our enemy number one in this game.
Yeah, and 52 would always be there, like ready to take me, and it happened every time.
Charger is dead, but look at how vulnerable that blaster player is on zone, because you just cap the zone. I think there's actually 2 players. No, there's only one stuck on it.
That's so true.
Like, you're really tunnel visioning, because if you kill their front lines, their blaster no longer has anyone to prevent you from getting to them.
Okay, yeah.
Like, and going up that pull in general just leaves you a little bit more vulnerable. You're kind of just egoing like whether or not the charger's gonna hit that shot. You can you can shoot over the ledge. I usually find it really effective to, as Stamper, throw a mist at the charger, because then like someone else could throw a bomb. You could have your backline get set up into a stronger position for the pencil to actually contest them. Because pencil, I think, outranges ZF. If you can get your pencil set up, their ZF can't be.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely a television moment. But the subsequent stalling here, I really like the skirmishing from your T-Tech. I like the flank. I think maybe the point here, I think your Daimo actually overextends at this point. I want to look at that perspective. Yeah, so here, if they're forcing through zone, yeah, you just kind of move towards the zone too much. I think back up a little bit more. Once they've kind of capped out and they're going to pressure, make sure that you're more so defending the space that they're going to want to move into, because that way you could have done more to defend your charger from these players coming in.
Okay.
Because look at the... again. So here, you can see that they're kind of going through. Like, if you just throw a couple more of those flicks, you'd actually be very helpful on defense here. And then that was just kind of a moment of moving towards the zone, not quite aware that it was in such a state. That's mostly fine. I really like the flank, it's just things didn't line up for it to pop off. I think if your other players had been alive for 2 more seconds, you get a triple there. It's just they had the time to turn around.
Yeah, okay, good to know.
So sometimes if you notice that the zone's being pushed and you have someone on flank, Like, someone on flank, you are down an extra person until they arrive where they need to be, so you need to stall a little bit more and be more cautious and take less aggressive positions, make the enemy invest more resources in getting to you, and then your flank player, because they've suddenly, because the enemy has overinvested, you can punish them for that. I really like that mist, making it harder for them to play in that zone. Very nice stuff here. I think you could have been a bit more coordinated with moving forward at the same time. That was just an unfortunate jump. Honestly, if your team's kind of pushed back to that platform sometimes, like, jumps don't save you much time in getting to a part of the map like that. Especially with the way that Mincemeat spawn is shaped. And you're just kind of taking an extra risk. Sometimes it's better not to, but unfortunate situation overall. I like this play. I think I just saw the Dynamo run out of ink on it, though. You're taking laps.
Yeah.
Alright. I want to look back through that, just give it a... Now that I was actually seated in full, probably about here. I think that once you're off that wall and protected, it's probably better to just jump back than go in around behind them, given where your team is set up specifically.
Okay, yeah.
So if you had people able to move into mids and actually pinch them, that's fine. But see here that your T-Tech and your Pencil are kind of just getting back in, and you're in a 1v2 very far away from where they can help you.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good super shot from them. I can see you are kind of making desperation plays here.
Totally, yeah.
Like, even if you're this far down, 30 seconds left, down this many points, there is still a shot, but you're gonna throw it away if you just go in without a
I do that.
If you do what you just did 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I gotta get out of that solo mentality.
We panic and then finish. I mean, that's like one of our biggest problems.
And like we do stagger a lot, especially like after that first wipeout, we just like stagger, and try to break it. We gotta try to break it.
Yeah, I think I wanna. Obviously, I cannot get the comms that y'all are doing, but I think that it is sometimes important to call attention to the fact that you're staggering or rushing and say, wait for people. Now, sometimes I say that, and then a stray Zuko shot just comes down from heaven, and the hand of God just smites me on the spot for having the audacity to say that we should regroup. That will happen sometimes, and you will feel stupid being the one to die if you just made the call. But it can still be important to make calls like that and call attention to the mistakes that you're making. You just want to be careful about the tone and that it's something that you can adapt to in the moment. But especially if you're staggering, it's regroup, get specials, we come at this together.
Okay.
Because especially since you have a really valuable special in the crab, sometimes you really just want to take a moment, charge that, and use that to let other people fight under it and inflict chip damage and use that to move forward. I want to see the endgame stats now. How many crabs did you ever actually use? I remember one. There was probably more than
not
one.
pretty.
It was the one that I saw. It was the one that got shredded in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, 714, 1 crab. And 691 feet. Just slow down a little bit. build a few more crabs. Maybe put a bit of special charge up on your gear. I run special charge up on mine.
Okay.
And then guard your T-Tech here, because the T-Tech, especially on this comp, is a skirmisher. Its job is to kind of get attention and survive those fights. And then, if you're going to be playing Slayer as Stamper, one of your jobs is to... You kind of want to keep your T-Tech alive as much as possible, because the longer they're in the fight, the more risk they're in.
Okay.
One of the, like... This is a thing that FLC says in his document on roles, is that one of the best metrics for a good Slayer is not their kill count, it is their teammates' death count.
Okay. That's a very good way to look at it, yeah.
You want to be the one ending the fights and keeping your teammates alive rather than training them out. So I think one thing to do is just keep C- on your screen as much as you can.
Okay.
That'll also keep you from being the first one up and running in. It'll do twofold for you. I wish I could come more than other players. I just didn't notice as much of them. A lot of that is because I have been trying to learn Stamper myself lately, so I'm more tuned into how it wants to be playing.
I'm usually a support player, so like it's very different.
Yeah, he's usually the one.
I'm the cooler.
And I was like, I want to try pencil, and he was like, oh my god, I can learn Stamper now.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the other coaches were paying as much attention, but do either of you have notes maybe on someone else that I was not like staring at the entire fight?
So the thing is that the comp itself, it's a very slow comp. So you have a lot of zoning pressure, but you have like almost no aggression.
Yeah, this is a comp that slows people down. Stamper Neo very much does that.
I mean, yeah, it's also Dino. Dino plays a huge part in the slow.
Yeah.
So going for the flanks, that's fine. It's because flanks are always good if you can get picks. It's just that the overextension is a big problem with midline comps, just because usually you can get yourself just kind of get caught out and just end up having a wipe a few times. So usually if you're going to run a comp like this, you want to have like one backline, one midline, and two front lines.
Yeah, I think I agree. The Daimyo should be swapped for something that is more mobile, not another
And she does
heavyweight
swap
weapon.
after this game.
I was just trying out weapons.
Actually a good weapon I'd pair actually would be Orange Zap.
We see
that's true, yeah.
The brush here probably went a little bit better. I would imagine, just for
Definitely did.
try to feel the comp out.
Lux, what match are you doing next? Are you going to select these next zones or the clowns? Because that depends on who speaks next.
I was going to go in order of the replay codes, but I guess it's also up to whoever is available to actually commentate, and then I'll just pilot the replays for the other two.
So I'm covering the bluefin one. So I think we can just do the bluefin zones. Go into the bluefin zones.
Sure.
Just go into the match. I don't need to see the stats.
Yeah, I was gonna say I accidentally enabled that. I was like, wait a minute. I kind of do like the hiding the stats till the end, anyways.
Okay, another more midline-ish, backline-ish comp. So you're going to be focusing a lot on just painting. So again, you have almost no aggression. It's all about zoning.
This is also against the same team.
Yes.
And we were doing Qs, so we just got.
That's kind of convenient, honestly.
Yeah, we're trying to adjust to that freaking 52. It is insane aggression.
Okay, can you back up like 10 seconds?
Yeah, to when they entered that whole fight.
Yeah.
I'll play. I'll back up here, pause at the start, and then you can tell me to play. Then I'll pause again when it ends, or as you go.
Okay. First of all, this is actually a good time for you to stop the video, Lux. So number one thing, the Stamper is the furthest thing forward. Your T-Tech should be the one going far forward. and everyone else is providing cover fire for that T-Tech. Because that's your only source of aggression. Once T-Tech dies, you can still trade them out and still take spacing, because you're a bunch of zoning weapons. But you can't start zoning if you have no territory to work with.
Okay.
This is good. I like what D- is doing. You guys kind of did not trade each other out as well, though. XV, that would be the point when you jump out, just because right now you have a sea of enemy ink and you're in a disadvantaged situation.
Okay.
Yeah, your special probably is not going to save you in this situation. Better to jump out and have whole meter.
Yeah, that's smart.
Okay. So you guys need a stall right now, and you guys didn't go for the stall. Your pencil just went down, which means you need to play a bit slower. And McDonald just kind of
dropped left.
I like what you were doing. It's just you didn't have the numbers advantage to do that.
Totally, yeah. I gotta work on being with the team.
C minus, you should have stayed up there and not dropped. Dropping is very dangerous when you're playing a shot and you're having fight against someone with higher number advantage than you. Okay. You guys should be able to collapse on this 52 and also this blaster. Okay. Yeah, your guys are really staggered right now. You finally got the 52 out of your base, but that wasted like a lot of time. I recommend you try to tell on comms, try to tell, I'm fighting this weapon or I'm fighting this person, just so you guys can collapse faster, because it really seems like you guys are just picking random targets, hoping you win the 1v1s, even if you're in the base.
I suggest we go back and replay, but I definitely also noticed that, yeah, it looks like you're all in the area, but this fight, and also the earlier fight on Zone, but especially this series, you're all nearby each other, but the 52 is getting to fight a series of 1v1s, and the 52 is a weapon that really likes 1v1s.
You also need to work on your spacing games, McDonald. You can fight against that shot if you played your distance a bit more.
Okay, yeah.
Once again, jumping back into your own base is just a really high-risk, low-reward maneuver.
Yeah, Bluefin's one of those maps you kind of have to commit, though. You can't really stall out. The C Maestro have gone for the flank. You guys needed paint, and you needed to get a lot of paint so you get your strikes. Flanking is really an only option when you have an advantage. Flanking in a disadvantaged state can lead to a stagger. You have to be kind of careful how you flank, because you're now staggering your team. C minus went down, and then XV went down, and you guys are just causing a stagger and causing a 3-4 fights against you guys.
I will add that sometimes you will use a flank as a way to get out of a bad state, but you want some other kind of advantage. You usually want to coordinate it with specials or with strong positions from other players, so that they can generate attention. Because if you're on the flank, it really matters where the enemy's attention is, and whoever is not generating much attention needs to be moving up, and you need some other advantage to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, one trade. Okay. This is a good setup for where the jet is. Pencil just went down though. Jet should not be in the zone. You guys need to stay up on the ramps. Okay. Can you back up like 10 seconds, Lux? Yeah, that seems good. Because you have full advantage right now. Yeah. So I like the position you were taking with the pencil. It's just that finding the shot, I mean, you could also just bait the shot into coming to you and let your teammates kind of just pre-fire the shot. This is a very risky move from you, McDonald, especially since this shot knows you're kind of coming after it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be playing a little bit around cover, just because if you're going to go try to melee a shot, you kind of have to play super safe.
Yeah, I was trying to play around that that mid like wall section, but he popped Zuko, so I was like, okay, now's a chance. If he's not, I don't know, he was focused on me already, but he was, and I just got taken out for it. Yeah.
This is when you guys need to jump out. You guys are in a disadvantaged state because there's so much enemy ink around you guys. Because when that zone gets capped, it's going to start moving backwards. And you can kind of rotate yourselves back into where that zone is going to be. That's the one benefit of Bluefin, is you know where that zone is going to change and how you can change the way you move so you can put the zone into your advantage.
If you jump back, you're basically making your respawn shorter, which means you would be back at the same time as your front lines respawning in here. And instead, you enter another stagger.
You have strikes ready, and you had strikes ready. So I understand you're focusing, but you don't really have the luxury of time. You guys have to just kind of have to go and use a lot of specials just so you can get yourselves back more buffer time. Because right now you have to make a desperation play. You have to ignore your opponents. Because when you a key thing I like to try to say is when your opponents have like 20 seconds left or 20 points left in a match, you have to go for a desperation play. If they're in your base, you kind of have to ignore it, and you just have to work together to ignore the enemies. Let them chase you. If they chase you, you can potentially punish them, but your focus is the objective, not the opponents.
Sometimes you could like put a suction bomb or a mist in their way that'll slow them down in getting to you. Just whatever little bit you could do to buy yourself time is kind of what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would recommend you, McDonald, try to focus on not remember like the UI above and just look above and see whether you have the numbers advantage for going flank. That kind of goes for anyone trying to go for a flank. Check the UI if you have a numbers or special advantage. If you do, that is probably a safe flank. Otherwise, try to think, if I die, will this flank go bad and will be in a stagger? Because you need to be super conscious of that when you're on your flanks.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of notes I have, since a lot of the mistakes were pretty much the same mistakes that were happening in the mincemeat one. You guys are just a little bit too fast for your own good.
Mm.
So again, when you're playing with zoning weapons, play it slow and let the enemies come to you.
Okay.
But yeah, the next match would be the Clan Blitz on Crab Leg. Peachy, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Just give me 1 second. I am just trying to finish up cooking some food. Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Alright.
Is there any questions you have, Golden Barracudas, that maybe I could explain?
I'm trying to think.
Do you have any tips for when and where I can place cooler better.
Okay. Hey Lux, can you replay Bluefin zones?
Yes, and then we can
go
all look from perspective, yes.
Yeah, go from the perspective, and just fast forward. Because I can't, because on overhead view...
It's very difficult to tell when cooler is used.
Yeah.
They should really put, like, some kind of icon for it in
Yeah, it's
replays.
just, I literally picked up pencil, like, 2 days ago, so I'm trying to get good at, like, the bullet placement, because that's, like, the biggest strength of the weapon.
I think we could actually... this feature does work.
So... There's one cooler.
Yeah, let's
just
just
one
go to
cooler.
when that... Well, let's look at when you had full... or close to full meter as well, because we can... What's...
Yeah.
Which is
You
the
can
fast
also
forward
be-
button again? That one.
Yeah, it says, yeah. There it is. So you're half the cooler, you die, so you're losing half your charge, you're going at 25%. Okay, I think you could avoid that Zuko. That Zuko was pretty predictable.
Probably.
Half
Yeah,
the
once-
Zuko. Okay,
You are the kind of...
Yeah,
I
I
think you
just
should
got a
take
lot
more...
on this one.
You should take more right peek angles.
yeah, I also play a bit slower. You kind of just walk forward and hope your snipe
Yeah.
position's not going to get pre-fired immediately.
Just because of how open that elevator is. Like, and they know you're gonna want to be up there.
I have not seen the special charge get full once. There it is. And here's the thing. You guys have a numbers disadvantage, which is good. And you die, so you're losing 50%.
We might want to look at the other game for this too.
Yeah.
So he, like, you see a lot of paint going out on the right. You're still...
Okay, you have three up. This is a bad cooler. You need to be coolers need to be closer to your teammates and closer to your objective.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna look back at the state because I don't think it's an awful cooler.
It's well.
Yeah, I think
it depends on.
I
don't
remember,
remember.
but I think I
so
Because
missed
they're-
it.
the enemy team
I
is-
was like, I'll throw it down.
Yeah, the enemy team is 2 down. People are respawning. There's nobody in the space in front.
Okay, so yeah,
It's risky because it requires your teammates to drop here.
Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, actually, that cooler is fine. I didn't realize both XV and C- were behind you.
Yeah, they had both just jumped in here. Like, usually it's better to place cooler slightly where your teammates want to go rather than where they are currently, just because you want to be like moving forward whenever you have the opportunity. And if you place it where they are now, in that amount of time, one of your teammates that might want to move forward might have to wait for it or move back slightly.
But
It's a tricky thing.
But that cooler was exactly when your teammates were getting to the from the drop, so that was fine.
I think that one
Yeah,
was
I
good.
try to
yeah.
That was
think
the
of
only
like
cooler I was
where
doing
they're gonna
for.
be passing because I don't want it to be like in the way or like body blocking their shots either. So I kind of like when I notice I have a lot of jumps in cooler, I just throw it down to where I think they're gonna be running past instead of
Yeah.
where they're gonna be.
Coolering where people are jumping to is very common and usually very good. You can say the rest of this. Yeah, you have very close to full meter. It's really important to
Yeah, I
jump
could've
out
jumped
there.
out
I think that we're not going to see much more in the way of.
Yeah, I
anything
think this is.
meaningful
I
in
think
a
that's
row.
where the lockout happens. Yeah.
The game ends like 10 seconds after that. I don't think we're gonna see much.
So while we're waiting for Peachy to look at the. Are you
Here.
ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I think we still. I think
we can we can at least look at the graph view and then fast forward to those moments.
Yeah.
I think my placement in this game was a little rough too, because it was like I'm still not used. It's like when you learn how to play splash goals, you're like not used to how far or how close they're gonna
'Cause
go.
we're blue this time.
I don't. Oh,
We're blue.
okay.
We're blue this time. It's we does not
okay,
have
yeah.
coolers on their weapons.
That's
we wanna
Stamper. That's
see-
Stamper.
here we
That's
go.
Stamper.
Yes.
You have
The
3
ball
up.
just came off my nose ring.
That's
You
okay.
really want to put it
No one-
forward
yeah.
towards the zone here.
Or in the zone. No one can grab that. They have to go.
It was an
backwards.
accident too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
think
figure-
that I was like, I'm so sorry. I
Usually,
didn't even know that.
usually you
also
want
blocking-
to. It's
body
good.
blocking yourself.
It's good to jump with them because you kind of got hit by the collision there. Plus, jumping just gives you more range on them in general, slightly.
Yeah. Let's see, there's another cool.
Around here.
Request the cooler. Got cooler 3 up right now. Okay, that's actually fine.
That's good
All
because it gives your
teammates-
teammates resources to move in with.
Yeah. Lottery Zuka. Yeah. That was a good Zuka. Not Zuka. Good cooler. Your teammates, I think, needed to collapse on a single opponent, though. That was the issue with that one.
Yeah, I think the cooler was not really so much the issue there.
Okay, close to cooler. 4 up, actually, this time. Okay. This is alright.
That one, I think, throw it a little bit less on the zone.
Yeah, I think I meant to throw that one, like, where the line is on the zone, not, like, in the middle of it.
That might just be getting a feel for how far it'll go and what the arc of it is.
Yeah, like, I'm still getting used to, like, where it's gonna go whenever I throw it.
So when you throw cooler, it tells you a little bit of, like, where that cooler is going to go. Kind of like the same thing of, like, when you throw, like, a certain, like, bomb, it tells you, like, a trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
So you can try, like, keep an eye on, like, that trajectory line.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 up. 2 up. This is fine.
I think
It's
that
a little
one
bit
could
early,
have,
though.
that one could have waited a bit longer for your teammates to be respawning, because now the timers are ticking down. I want to see if everyone actually does get this. Okay, you just don't pick it up. That's...
No, Stamper didn't get the cooler. Oh no, Stamper did, and immediately died. Okay,
Yeah.
but that was close. Stamper almost did not get a cooler.
Yeah. I'll look back from their perspective. We might see it blinking. Yeah. They got the jump in. Okay, it wasn't blinking yet. They actually had pretty good.
And then it started blinking as soon as he died.
Yeah, I think that. So you could have waited like 2 seconds, but overall, putting it on that platform was fine. The biggest ones were just trying to get the ones into the right position in mid. Is just your sense of where you want it to go is good. It's just getting it there is the next step. It looks like.
Yeah, just try if you want. Go in the practice lobby and kind of just jump and like hold that R button, and you can just keep an eye on that trajectory line and then throw how you want to throw it. As you do that, you get to feel like how the larks happen instinctively, so you don't have to waste time throwing it. So you can search by cooler. Go, I think Zap.
Zap will easily be the.
Yeah, Zap will target possessions.
Theoretically, Pencil would probably get the fastest, but no.
Yeah.
And you could actually, you could just kind of, especially with cooler, you could just walk around with it.
Yeah.
So you could actually just take the wand and like test it and figure out like, okay, where's it gonna go here? Because you can see it has the potential to go quite far. I can get to bounce off of this.
Yeah, I've seen clips where people like bounce the cooler off of walls to get in the right spot.
Don't gotta worry so much about that, really, but.
Yeah, a lot of times that's something you don't really plan unless you really know what you're doing.
Get it like over there or something. Yeah, just a little bit of like getting a feel for it.
I would say so. I think that's for everything for us two Lux. It's now Peachy's turn.
I believe so.
Yep. Clam Blitz on Crab, like, alright, this is my one of my favorite maps, so.
It's really fun.
I love this. Good.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, Olixil was in this one. Cameo.
Yeah, I was doing team practice.
Alright, Pencil, Rush, Nouveau. Or Asqueezer.
We are blue team.
Yeah. Alright, okay. I like the comp, especially for this map with that rain. I quite like it.
This is post-patch, right? So the rain does things.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from yesterday.
Last night, yeah.
I mean, it has to be post-patch for us to watch it.
Alright, can we go back just a little bit?
Yes, I'll go
You're
back
right before that fight started.
Cheers.
I want to see the opening here. Okay, so C- is sitting over here on left, along with the brush. The brush is really out of play here, just for this first fight. But like, I'll see how it goes. The Stamper sitting up top, trying to push range. Okay, pause it here. So the brush is just sitting there doing nothing. Like the Stamper is down there, and the shot is, I think, taking a 2v1 with the other shot and squeezer. Theoretically, the brush should be putting down beacons up there and then rushing down to try to support. And just kind of playing it kind of stealthy, kind of smart. Because your weapon doesn't have a whole lot of range, you want to play it off angles, you want to play off height, you want to play fall off, which is one of the strong suits of your weapon on this map. So just keep playing just a little bit.
Oh, I would like to add that even I like to add that even the pencil is pretty far back. I think you want to be trying to set up to take a more forward position to contribute to more forward fights.
Yeah, pencil, once you like take mid, you really want to see that pencil on the middle grades. So your shot does get the triple, which is insane. So that's pretty good.
Alright.
Let's see here.
This goes crazy.
A little bit of ball fumbling, but C- does get the ball eventually, gets one with Zuka. Okay, I like where that brush was. But maybe a little bit too early on the push. It is okay to take that slow. It is okay to wait for like rain or wait for that crab to pop before pushing in so far.
Especially on this map, it's really hard to push through ramp.
Yeah, and your pencil's really forward putting in clams, but I want to see the pencil back off here and try to take a more kind of like pokey position, especially on top right if you can get up there. Because 2 down, it's just you and C-. Yeah, C- should not have pulled back that far first. Just should have let you get out. Ooh, okay. Nice job of the brush, just trying to keep that really just kind of at bay. Alright, we're adjusting measures to top group 5. Here, C-, I prefer to see you use Zuka, just to get him off, just to guarantee the push. Like, you guys do get the wipeout, which is good. The Zuka would just guarantee that and keep him away for soon. Just get him out. Because that top area is really hard to control. Especially when your Sniper is preemptively busy. Okay, can we go back there to see what happened?
Yes. Go back a little bit further for the entire retake.
Okay, so the wipeout panning up, which is good. Can we see a map view real quick?
Oh, like
I just want to see if we have any beacons.
How do I do that again?
You just gotta like click play a little further back.
Okay, I can't.
Okay, we have to go 1 beacon. Try to have at least 2 up at all times. Try.
Okay.
You don't always have to, but it's nice. Okay, so Zuka comes out, fires off 1 shot, gets the squeezer. They fire off their counter Zuka. Stamper's in a really bad spot here. Brush, you should have waited. Because we can't capitalize off that ball right there a whole lot. They're going to get a pity for that, but you could have saved your Stamper. Yeah, you just get the ball in and just kind of lower penalty, but like get nothing out of it, and they got a free ball. Pencil, right here, instead of backing all the way off and grabbing that ball, it would have been more ideal if you sat on those middle grades to just keep them locked in. Like, they don't have the range to get you, and even if Zuka pops, just get behind cover and try to, like, watch it. The one thing I like to say is when you're at disadvantage, you don't want to give up mid. Like, if you have someone in mid just standing there, it'll make them take it more slow. Unless they have the special to get rid of you, they're going to have to play it safe. Especially with their range on this map. And Olixil is in such an awkward spot with his pencil that he can't exactly directly deal with you. So it's okay to sit there for longer. Like, you did hold space in mid, but against a faster-paced team, you would have lost mid really quick. Pushes back in. Yeah, doing a good job here, just kind of playing mid, kind of playing the waiting game. A brush right here, like you're doing a really good job, kind of sharking. And you are pulling some pressure away, which is good, but your team is trying to push the fight back there as well. So that is what that is.
That comment I made earlier with flanking, you gotta be really careful where the attention is and whether the attention that you're pulling is helping your team or not.
You know, like you pulled the attention, but like your teammates were struggling.
Nobody could do anything with it.
Me personally, what I would have done is I would have jumped into the pencil and assisted, and then jumped right back over to that beacon when it was done to pull attention so your team can kind of like pincer them. Just how much sub power were you running on that beacon?
I think I was just unlocking ability slots, so I'm not quite sure.
Alright, if you're running like a main, that's more than enough to kind of bounce in and out of combat really fast. That's what's so fun about that brush, is that it kind of like is all over the place, you can just warp wherever. So like assisting with a team fight and then backing out just to kind of create a pincer effect is really, really nice for that weapon. Especially with rain. If you like, with the new buff as well, if you're pulling attention, the rain just lets you pull it even longer because of its healing properties. And your team comes and clutches it up for the end. But you gotta like be with your team certain times to like assist in fights, because your damage is nice to have chip fall off.
Okay.
I like the Stanford's position here, just kind of annoying that ledge, especially with Suka coming out. I like that. Do we notice the Tetras, or did you guys not notice it at that point in time?
I do not think we noticed them then, because we were also focused on the ramp to funnel in.
Yeah.
Can we zoom into the pencil's perspective? I don't know where they're at on the x-axis. We're on a z-axis, should I say. Okay, so you would want to be on those grades. You can watch those Tetris and see them and make that call. Like, anytime you're in mid, you need to be on those grades. You have more sight lines.
As far as I've been able to tell, every time you've been in mid, it's looked like you've been on the lower side.
Yeah, I'm scared of the grates.
Grates are very important.
You shouldn't be scared as a sniper rider. Like, as a charger, sure. But as a splatling or a sniper rider, you should not be scared. You have so much.
You wanna run some run speed.
Play.
And like they have Zukas, but the thing to be aware of is if they use a Zuka to get you off of grates, they've used an entire Zuka to move you.
I can also just hit the squid button and just get off the grates.
Yeah, you really want to prioritize trying to look like you want to be careful and look for those Zukas and try to play safe. But whenever you're actually doing that, like, you're drawing a lot of attention is good because you should have front lines in the way that prevent them from being able to easily do much.
Yeah, because I would just have all of them under me to, like, keep me alive, so I can keep them alive.
What was the brush trying to do there?
Let me revisit that. Probably actually even extra 2 seconds on second thought given the timing.
I'd recommend against me, like my team. You guys were kind of just pushing through ramp and ignoring the flank route that Crableg had. The reason why Crableg is such a good map is it has actual flank options.
Yeah, it's okay to play slowest brush. Like you were cooler, so like alright, not a big deal. But like playing brush patient is the only way to play it. It's not the only way to play it, but the only way to get competitive success out of brush. Is a patient brush is a good brush. Same thing with roller. They're very similar. Just play it safe. Like you have beacons. Try to beacons on like flank routes and stuff, and just kind of bob it between them.
Also, I think a slightly better beacon is just on the other side of this piece of terrain on the right.
It is.
Okay.
Like, putting it on the enigma, that's easier for them to shoot out, more likely to be noticed, less of a safe position when you jump to it. Put it 1 foot to the right, and it's like a world better.
Yes, that beacon is also like annoying to look at because when you're looking at the map, you gotta like turn your back from like mid and shoot the beacon, and something can pop out behind you.
Like even if it takes them an extra second to get to it, or even half second, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, you just gotta rush
Here,
in
I
there.
think you could play under the ledge and shoot up onto it to, like, pain trap a bit more than just run into the middle of them. Because, look, yeah, your pencil could really, like, look at, if you were on Grates' pencil, look at how unopposed you would be.
Now, Olixil cannot challenge you. He's going to be scared of something underneath the ledge or Asuka coming out to bully him. Or Crab, even. And now we're going back into kind of a skirmish. Oh, okay. Alright, that Zuka really clutched up the fight there. And the brushed one on the left. So you're forcing Olixil back. So at this point, I would just be throwing bombs, especially, and just trying to farm this much like my special. Like, Reina or Zuka here would be really helpful. Crab would be just nice if, like, you got a pick or two and you're able to, like, pressure them.
Jumping out is good.
You don't really need a ball. Just let them go. At this point, yeah, there you go. I would just throw that ball away. It keeps you hidden.
Having the ball is still sometimes helpful in advantage because of the way special works, though.
Yeah.
So, one thing to be mindful of is the team with more balls held, god damn it, the team holding more power clams
has more special.
Has more special. Or if they both have the same number, the team losing gets the special advantage.
I like the Zuka's kind of holding them off. Just, like, guaranteeing them not doing anything. People will say it's overkill, but I quite like that play.
Yeah, like, no reason not to win more. If you're going to win, make sure you win.
Yeah. We were like, we can't throw last second. And Chris was like, I already got this. Sure.
The other thing, like, especially like lower level, especially like that, I've learned by playing with higher level players. People say cracking cheese is a pain. And, like, yeah, it can be, right? And here you didn't face it, but like in the future with your playstyle, that brush could be really helpful against Kraken cheese. If you hear a Kraken being popped, if you can't shut him down before it's popped, if you have beacons behind them, get the brush behind and just kill the jumpers before the Kraken's able to get in.
Seek and destroy the people that are just going to be sitting staring at their map.
That's a really good idea.
They're not
like,
paying attention.
Like, look, they probably have their map open or hovering that player. They are not looking for you.
And later that night, we dealt with a lot of Kraken cheese.
You're going to, especially in CCA. There's a lot of people who rely on Kraken cheese. Even like just a lot of teams do. I know I did the not season 4 but season 3 relied on it. But it leaves you wide open if the team's playing too fast.
Yeah, my other piece of my main piece of advice against Kraken cheese is that those teams usually are not that great at actually taking space back, and because they're not built for it. So like if you just hold mid and play Clamicon and just grab all the clams on the map the entire game and like make them struggle to retake, those teams usually aren't built to deal with those situations. They're built to like have a stall situation and then slowly build power clams. But if you're just faster than they are, they will probably just fold.
Even like high, mid, or even like plus players I've seen in Sendoku that I've fought and or watched, like they all crumble when they're playing Kraken cheese to a team that just like
is faster than they are.
Faster.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, the Kraken's in, okay, ignore the Kraken. Maybe you have one strike chooser on it just in case your team fails it, but like, if you just rush on the other people, what is the Kraken gonna do? He can't help his team.
It's true.
Yeah, and as you move up, you can punish Kraken, so they only get 1-1 at most. So one power clam, one normal clam.
Yeah, like if you have one T-Tech or whatever sitting by the goal with strikes ready, you pop it, and even if they get one in, the team's dead because of strikes, and the Kraken user is not going to pursue you in Kraken because he's trying to hold like that one area for them to jump in on.
And if you're built to be fast, they just gave you a wipeout. Even if they technically have the lead, if they just went 3 down, and you're playing a fast team, you suddenly just have the ability to take the entire map, because they probably, like, a team that is super built to do this might have cooler setups so that they're actually back fast. You're gonna run against a lot of crack and cheese teams who do not bother using cooler, and thus leave themselves very, very open to you just taking the entire map.
They just say, play Kraken!
It is really hard to counter if you're not ready. Like, you will lose to that team if you're not ready for it, and you're not, like, playing faster than they are. You're gonna have to...
But fortunately, it's very telegraphed the moment you see a 96 Gal Deco.
Yeah, like, also, like, mid-game, if you see him have special, try to, like, target him with bombs. Like, he's gonna play stupid, and guaranteed probably go in front of his wall, or get behind his wall and throw a bomb at it. It instant kills him. Like, just keep bomb pressure on him. He's going to die eventually, whether he pops it or not. Like, you're gonna put so much pressure on him. Or you can bait out a Kraken. Sometimes baiting a Kraken is just so helpful. Because then you just can't use it to goal, you can use it to deal with your team. So, like...
Also, I do know, I know, like, if you throw a perfect bomb, like, as someone's landing, it can kill them before they even get to throw the clam. But can a strike kill someone? Like...
Yes.
Yeah, a strike can kill them in midair.
Okay, good. That's really good to know.
The thing about bombs that is a little bit tricky is the way that it can work, but you need to be very well timed within about 3 frames on the explosion, because there's a very particular way that bomb damage is calculated, and I think that the window for bombs killing on jumps is actually different from main weapons, because
you
of
mind
how
if
they're
I
calculated.
show a game with Plus players that I played against in Sendao that is Kraken Cheese and how to counter it? Because I have a good replay from Sendao for that.
Sure, yeah.
Will you stream that, or would you like me to enter the replay code?
I have the capture card.
Cool.
Let me just get it.
I thought you did. I wasn't sure if your setup was as
So,
needed
I
or
mean,
not.
Yeah, I got it.
I would say with this, I would,
Giving it to BB too.
I mean,
VOD.
yeah, getting on this on the VOD is not going to be applicable.
No, it's fine. This is more just for them to look at and see how Kraken Cheese is countered.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I think we just end stream.
All right. Let me.
Can you guys quickly just say who you guys are on the stream, just so?
Like, as individuals or like the whole team?
Yeah. No. I mean,
I think he means the coaches.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm Lux. If you see at FairyLightLux, that's same on Twitter. I'm a player for Ink Black, which is Div 1 CCA team, Div 5 overall, and I play swords. All 4 swords adventures. That's swords.
Peachy?
Yeah, I'm PeachyPuff. I play for Costa Squid Surge, or Surf now. Season, 4 champions of Division 2, and I play on a team called Cherry Bomb, who is Division 5 league. And I just play shots.
Yeah. And I'm Olixil. I'm the head coordinator for the Collegiate Scrim Circuit coaches. And I play for UCF Aeronautics and a team called Sparkling Sea. I also play a lot of swords. So, go swords!